Good morning.
Happy Thanksgiving. I hope you all are enjoying this beautiful day. Unfortunately, I think it might rain tomorrow, but that's okay. We're going to shop today.
I think they said today we've got like the warmest weather we've had in 2 weeks, which makes me happy because you see me in my long sleeves, her in her short sleeves.
I'm over here.
I freeze. So I'm happy about today.
Well, I hope you are getting to spend some much needed quality time with your family and friends, whether you're cooking cookies or just hanging out with the kids. I know that we're going to be at Courtney's house tomorrow, and I've got some games lined up for the kids in anticipation that we might have a little bit of rainy weather, so we can't be outside. But I know I'm going to start some cooking and some decorating today. I know Ricky's like, "What are we doing?" I was like, "The tree is going up when I get home," and he's like, "What?" So we were just trying to do a off business topic of what we're thankful for. Of course, we're very thankful for our business associates and our clients for trusting us with the biggest, transaction and asset that they have with home buying and selling. But it really is, when you get down to it, we were sitting here talking before we went live about our family and our health and happiness. That's really what matters.
Right. Well, I think especially after the last 2 years, I think a lot of us are getting into that grateful mode now. We're grateful about a lot of things that have transpired and kind of worn themselves out. But we're also thankful that we still have family around. I mean, yes. I know I am. My whole life over the past couple of years has definitely taken a different turn. So, I'm grateful for family. I'm grateful for you guys. I don't know if you know, but Judy and I have been friends for years, and her kids are basically my daughters, and my daughters are her daughters.
We have exciting news with our kids. So Paige is getting married next year. I'm getting married next year.
Woo-hoo.
So we need to sell some houses out there. We're super excited. We're going to have a huge vacation for my wedding where both of our families are going and tons of our friends, and we're going to Maui. So that's a big thing that we're looking forward to. It's about 7 months away.
Yeah.
The ability to do that. So being self-employed, there's a lot of self-employed people out there. But
we know the struggle. If the struggle is real, we understand it. It's not easy in today's world. And we were talking a lot too about being appreciative of the people that you work around and the people that you ask to help you do things or that you hire to help you do things. I mean, from anywhere from plumbers to contractors that we've used to title companies to, basically anyone that is kind of working on their own to make their own decisions and they're making their own decisions about where they want to be in life. And we definitely applaud you because it's in this day and age, it's not easy to do that. I know TikTok and Snapchat and Instagram, they all make it look super easy, but it is definitely not easy to be making your own decisions.
No. I think we talked about this in another episode. Our job as real estate agents is like your mother's job.
Right.
We're taking care of this whole transaction, and we're your realtor wife, whether you have a wife or don't have a wife. When you hire us, you have a realtor wife for probably 30, 60, 90 days at that point. And our job is to ensure that you don't know what's going on behind the scenes because there's a whole lot more going on behind there. There's a lot of moving parts, and we're very thankful to be able to earn your business to do that. And we are thankful that we have business partners, lenders, title companies, general contractors that we are able to refer to you guys that we actually have relationships with. We're not just pulling things out the wall of people that we don't know. So those relationships that we have established, business, and they become part of our friends and family as well because we do transactions with them all the time.
Right. And I mean, Judy and I meet new people all the time because of the type of business that we're in and how we get our clients. We're constantly meeting new people, and we really appreciate when when we've got the opportunity to work with new people that we've never met before, because a lot of times the way that we handle our business, and I think a lot of DRG agents are like this too, you become our family. Like, we stay in contact with you over the years, and we let you know kind of things that are going on. If you have questions and we haven't talked to you in 3 or 4 years, you're more than welcome to call us up, and we're happy to hear from you. I know that I've been getting in touch with a lot of my clients here lately just to see what's going on with them.
Because so much has changed lately.
So much has changed, and just making sure that things are okay and making sure that they're good for the holidays. And I really enjoy getting to catch up with them. New babies, and we've got
I've got a client that I went this weekend. They're like, "Oh, we need you to list your house." I'm like, "Didn't I just sell you that house?" I'm like, "Oh my God, it's been 5 years."
I know.
I'm like, "Holy
I've got
cow,
one too.
It's been 5 years." Another thing about the agents at Designed Realty Group, the big difference, we've talked about being full-time, but we don't really call ourselves realtors or agents. We're entrepreneurs. Right. We're business owners. We are business owners. And so at this time of the year, we're goal planning. We're setting goals for 2023. We're reviewing what happened in 2022 and making any adjustments that we need to. So, my personal goal, I have one goal for 2023, and that's to increase my REO business, working with banks. We've done a lot of mail outs lately to people who may be in pre-foreclosure. I have a listing appointment on Friday. We've actually sent out about 600 letters, and I have 3 appointments so far. That return is not bad at all when you think about it, because that particular aspect, it's been a rough COVID. Some people have been in forbearance and they just don't know what to do. And this particular client got my letter, and long story short, I was like, asking about his home. He said, I have $50,000 worth of equity. I knew right there, I don't care where you're living or what it is. If it's only $50,000, I was like, you've got a ton of equity in your home. I need to get out there, because they have a foreclosure notice for January the 3rd. Wow. And they've sat back and waited because they're trying to figure it out, trying to get it done. Pick up the phone and call us so that we can help you. And he was so appreciative. And another lady as well, her husband had passed away. She's got 8 lots, and I'm trying to figure them out and drive by and do all this kind of stuff for her. She had no idea what to do them or what value they were. So it's kind of like a bonus, like a surprise for her, because she didn't even know about that. So don't sit back. Let our experience and expertise help you in situations that you don't understand. Don't be scared. Pick up the phone in any of those instances.
Because we are grateful for you, and we're happy to be able to provide that knowledge and experience, because while it may seem like real estate is super easy,
it's not.
A lot of times it's not. Little things creep up, and we're thankful for the people that we work with, that we can pick up the phone and go, oh my gosh.
And things are constantly changing, and we're constantly getting educated. Although I've been a broker owner for 13 years, Darla's been in this for knocking on 10 years, there's a lot to learn. And as you know, the market is changing like crazy right now. We talked about the interest rate hike, which actually is normalizing to pre-pandemic. But our lenders, I'm very thankful for our lenders who really thought outside of the box, and they have multiple programs with interest buy-down rates to help you. Most people are monthly payment centric, helps them get into that. So everybody's thinking outside the box and kind of brainstorming off of one another. And that's what we do in our agent meetings. We kind of like, oh shit, that one of those, what happened this week, and let's learn from that. Because something new has happened, and every time you think nothing new can happen, you're like, what just happened?
Well, and that brings up a good point. I mean, I'm grateful I'm in the United States of America, where we can be homeowners. We can own the land. We can purchase a home, and that is ours, and it's our property, and we have the say over what we do with it, and when we buy it,
it's
when we
your
sell
biggest investment. And if of no other thing, you're not throwing your money away in rent. And you know what? This is your biggest investment to save for retirement. My home is the most valuable thing I own. And when I decide to retire and downsize and sell that, that's my largest chunk of change.
It's crazy, because I talked to a client.
Sorry, my nose keeps itching.
I talked to a client not too long ago, and they had lived in their house, I don't know, probably 40, 45 years.
Oh, they've got equity.
And well, it's more of the interest rate, because we talked about what the interest rate is done. So when they first bought their house, their interest rate was somewhere around 12, 13, 14%. And the number of times that they have refinanced that over the years and still stayed in their own home, and the amount of equity that they've paid their house off. But I mean, we were talking about how crazy interest rates are, and they were like,
they're not
really
crazy.
They're not,
no.
Because
I know my parents did 18% in the 80s.
And we're grateful for the fact that the economy,
it's just new.
In the United
it's just
States,
different. It's our generation, and the younger generation, our first-time home buyers, aren't accustomed to that. But we're not CPAs by any chance, but we're certainly in a position, and it's kind of something that we learned at the Inman conference, that your real estate agent is kind of also a financial advisor with your biggest asset. With what can I do? Can I invest? And, in my position, I can buy and rent out some homes. And I'm positioned to flip some homes. Those opportunities are going to start being very, very good in 2023. So if you are stable and you're thinking, hey, you know what? If the market is slowing and we're not on these multiple offers and it's better for the buyer, to me right now, and Angela and I just had this talk 2 days ago, she's like, do you think it's a buyer's market or what? I personally think it's an even market right now.
Well, from what I'm grateful, because what I've been able to read over the last couple of weeks that I've been checking on things, is they are talking about things are going to level out. We have some places that are dropping. We have some places that are still. I mean, I just closed on a home that we had multiple offers on it at $600,000. Yeah. So I mean, there are still
people aren't overpaying. That's what they're not doing.
They're not. As long as we do our job right as realtors and we're putting it at the correct list price, people are willing to pay the price for it. And we've got lenders that are working with programs. I think I shared, Judy has a great listing over on Lake Houston that is absolutely on the water. It's absolutely stunning. And I shared it yesterday saying that we have lenders with 2-1 buy downs we don't have multiple offers. You're not fighting with offers anymore. So we've got great programs to help you with the interest rates if you need that. And you're not having to fight over, purchasing properties anymore. So as far as like being a buyer's market, I'm not going to call it so much as a buyer's market as it is. I think we are kind of where we were 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Where the market was really good in Houston, because we do have, and we've talked about this before, where, the news, if you watch Fox and CBS and all those others, take it with a grain of salt, because Texas is its own country.
Bigger and better. Bigger and better.
And we do things differently here in Texas. And so what may be happening over in Philadelphia or Arizona or California or New York or Tennessee or Florida is not necessarily what's happening in the great state of Texas.
Because more people are moving to Texas than anywhere else. I think Texas and Florida probably. We're very similar to Florida, but the economy and the diversity in Texas and Houston is off the charts.
Well, and think about this: we have a lot of corporations that are moving here as well because they're trying to get out of the states where it's not beneficial to companies, and they're coming to Texas and Tennessee and all these different places. And so we're seeing a migration in the United States right now of people who can work from anywhere.
Yes, and that's your thing, working from anywhere.
You've got people that can work from anywhere, and you've got companies that are tired of all the stuff that's going on in their state, whatever it may be, and things are moving around a little bit. And so we're in a flux that way, but we are starting to see a leveling with the home prices, and I think inflation, we're going to start to see some changes with that, hopefully pretty soon.
Well, like you said, when people are relocating from California and Colorado and New York, which are the main places that I've seen in Arizona, to Texas, everything's bigger and better here and cheaper. They just get more bang for their buck here, and then they tell their friends, and then corporations, and you can work from wherever you want to. Then that's a positive for us as well. The other thing is with these interest rates and inflation, in my opinion, your inflation, hopefully it starts declining some. It's kind of expensive to do anything right now. Interest rates are normal. I don't expect them to be decreasing. They might wiggle a little bit, but if you think you're going to get a 2.5% interest rate, you get off of that boat. That boat has sailed. It is gone. Tell it bye. So what I think is going to happen, there's only one thing that's going to happen. The prices of houses are going to start leveling down. You're going to see new construction not be at this outrageous price. Darla will tell us a little bit about Presswoods in Splendora. I was over here doing backflips because it's the D.R. Horton Express community in Splendora, which is where we both graduated from. They're starting in the low 200s. Like, I didn't even think that was ever going to come again until Jesus came back here. So that
and they're
price
doing
point,
interest rate buy downs, and they're paying closing costs.
So that is an extremely affordable product that you're going to get in a highly desirable, that rural area that is growing like crazy, and that community is off of 2090, and it's actually going to connect to 242. So like 242 and 2090 run parallel.
Well, it's right.
And this is
Presswood's right across from the high school. It's in Pineywood Elementary School and the junior high. So literally, your kids could walk across this highway to the school. They
it's safe.
Do that,
it's safe.
Yeah,
we'll go to Presswood in the next week or so, probably next week, because it's going to be raining this week. But that's a community that's on our radar because of the pricing, because it's so unaffordable to rent. Period.
I did not know of another community in Houston
at that
right
price
now
point
that has a home at $208,000.
Now, don't act like they're going to stay there forever.
They're not.
Let me
They've
just
got
say
5
that.
they're selling, and then the prices
as
are going
they sell, every new community they come in low. So here's the thing: if you go to a new community when it's opening, brand new, you will never ever get a lower price, and you will have instant equity in your home because they increase those prices every single month. So what do you have to deal with? You have to deal with some hammering and some mud and some nails in your tire. But how much, if you walk in with $20,000 of equity, you can hang on for about 90 days because D.R. Horton, when they build communities, they don't build houses, they build communities. They probably got 20 or 30 spec homes. So if you drive up to a street and you're like, oh my God, I got to deal with all these houses. 60 days you'll be done. They'll all be done because they do such mass quantity.
Right. And remember, I think at that price point too, those are first time. You're usually a first time home buyer.
It's great for teachers, firefighters,
right. And
anything.
Your goal with that is to get in, build up some equity in it, and
step
move.
up.
I mean, that's the whole purpose in it. So if you're looking for perfection, you're not going to get that.
It's not a custom home by any means.
Right.
So you just said perfectly. So number one, you don't want to rent. If you are able to buy, we want to buy. And even though that may not be your specific home that you want to be your forever home, but what it can be, think of it this way, is that your first investment opportunity. You just bought that house. You may sit there 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 years, but you're going to be done. You're going to have that equity. You're going to step up to the next one. That can either be your first rental or your first flip that's going to give you substantial equity to then buy a larger house or a piece of property or a couple more homes, depending on what you were. So think of it how to 2023, what's your investment goal?
Right.
How can we help you with your investment goal to sit down and have this conversation privately with you and what your budget is and what your goal is for 1 to 5 years. And we can certainly assist because Darla and I are both investors. We have bought homes, flipped homes. I'm more of a flipper. She had rentals for a while.
We did flips and rentals.
Yeah.
And I think too, we talk about interest rates being up for the purpose of real estate, but you also have to remember that the same interest rates that are up for real estate are also up for investing. So you're going to see like CDs are up where they were barely 1% a couple of years ago, where I'm seeing like a year's worth of CD is now around 4%. So you can invest your money, you can put your money back into a place where you can now earn on it again, where you weren't able to earn on it before. So if you're looking at equity in your home and you want to be able to use that now while the equity is up, that's a possibility. And then you can take that money and invest it in something else, whether it's another home or whether it's in the stock market or whether it's in, which I know people say, oh my God, the stock market's down. No, you buy on bargain, people. You make money when you buy, you don't make money when you sell.
The other thing you can do is if you're like, I don't have my down payment for my house. If you have a 401k, you can borrow from your 401k and you're paying yourself back with interest. And at first I'm like, I never touched the 401. I'll start panicking, red lights. Don't panic. Think about it. You're paying yourself back with interest. Yep. So it didn't cost you anything. It actually made you money to pull from your 401k to then purchase a home that's the biggest investment you're ever going to have, whether you live there forever or it's just a stepping stone. Think of that. If you have a child going off to college or someone moving to Arkansas, say for instance, and you want to buy a property where they are. So if I had a child going to college right now, I'd be like, okay, where are we going? We're going to UT Austin. Hook 'em. Let me find a house there that she can live in for, with her girlfriends. Let all the girlfriends pay the rent. My child gets to stay for free. When we're at the end of that, we're going to sell it and make some money off of it. Because I can tell you how much tuition and room and board is at A&M and UT, and it ain't cheap. So, think of how you can do that, buying boldly and being smart about it, because you're already investing in your child's future if you're going to college.
Right, yeah, because I've got 2 girls, 1 graduated, but 1 is still in college, and
why don't you buy a house in College Station?
We're not going to go there.
Okay.
Wasn't my idea not to. Just saying.
That was
I'm just going to put that out there.
Okay.
But
we could buy one at Arkansas and make up for
it. Right. But if you haven't had to rent an apartment or rent a house in the last couple of years,
it's very expensive.
An apartment at College Station right now, a 1-bedroom apartment, 2-bedroom apartment, I think it's 1 bedroom. My friend told me is over $900 a month. When Judy and I graduated high school and started living on our own. I was in Cleveland
at $400, $399.
Yeah, $400. I was telling my boyfriend Robert this not too long ago. It was $300 or $400 a month, and I think it was a 2-bedroom apartment because you and Julie shared an apartment together with Brittany.
Yes.
And I remember when I moved down into Houston off the Katy Freeway, I think mine was $500, $550. Do you know I had left a home that I had purchased and my mortgage was $500, and I went to a 1-bedroom apartment
in the
for
city.
$550 in the city. So if Judy made a good point, if you're looking at investing and using some of your equity to make investments, now is a good time to do that.
Yep.
So,
well, that's just our little Thanksgiving thing. We're going to get off here because I'm going to go with my grandbabies to some alleged bounce house. I'm going to be the wingman for Courtney to make sure we don't lose a child. And then we might do.
So you're doing Olivia, or are you doing Claire? Is Claire going?
No, it's Olivia and Ashton.
Oh Lord,
I know it's a lot. So
one per person.
I know, one per person. That's
One
the way
per
you
little
handle
person.
them. It's one adult per child.
Yep.
And we'll get this done. Try to do a little bit of shopping because I do think the rain is going to come tomorrow. So
yeah, it's supposed to be really ugly the next 3 days.
You guys have an absolutely wonderful Thanksgiving.
So from all of us, all of the agents at DRG and our support staff, we want to wish you a very happy Thanksgiving. I know from Judy and I, from our family. I'm going to spend some time over there with them. My kids have decided they're off with the fiance and the boyfriend.
Those
so
boys.
Robert and I are going to give thanks with our mothers tomorrow, which makes me very happy.
It does. I'll be with my babies and my fiance. So you guys have an absolutely wonderful week. I hope you shop till you drop. I hope you eat a lot of pie. And we will see you guys next week. I don't want to put you on the spot, Darla, but what are we talking about next week? We don't know. We do know it's on a piece of paper.
It's on a piece of paper somewhere, but that's okay. We want to keep you guessing.
It's a surprise.
But I think we're going to try and be at Presswoods. They were redoing their model home, so I think we're going to try to be there
next week.
I think we're going to try next week, or if we can't next week, we'll be there the next week. But
okay, cool.
We've got some pretty cool topics. We're going to talk about some weird things, not weird things, but like pools and patio covers and things that add value to your home, doing updates and upgrades, and
any of those in Texas are very desirable.
We've got some of that coming up, especially with the summertime. You know, in the next couple of months, we want to talk about how you can add some value if you've thought about doing that. So,
all right.
So happy Thanksgiving, y'all.
Bye. Have a great weekend.